everybody. Excited utterance here. It is the Trial Tube 2024 Best of and Worst of Awards. I've had this idea for a long time. This has been, a long time coming. Thought about doing it last year. Been thinking about doing it for a long time throughout the year and just wasn't sure whether it was ever going to happen. And then, like yesterday or the day before, I was like, yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? And then we did that stream 2 days ago where we brainstormed the categories and the nominees, and people seem to be kind of into it. So, sure, let's do it, everybody. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hello. Yeah, I know we're late and gay. We were just sorting out a few technical things. Few things in the background. We have a new guest who hasn't streamed before, so that's exciting too. Someone new to chitty chat with. Sean is here. Hello, Sean the sheep. And we have Melissa Simmer. Hey, Melissa, I don't think I thanked you yesterday for the gift of membership. Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated. Trial Tube, half Irish, came up with that name. And it's a fantastic name. Awesome. Because it's not LawTube and it's not true crime. It's neither. It's LawTube adjacent. I ain't a lawyer, although I have convinced a few people, strangely enough. And I mean lawyers. Some lawyers actually thought I was a lawyer. And guys, it says really clearly on my YouTube channel that I'm 100% unqualified. I ain't pretending. The year went fast for you. Yeah, it wasn't a great year for me either, actually, to be honest. But you guys make it better. You guys make it better. Phil, so late and gay. Dude, you're part of it. Hello, Smarter Hari. Yeah, that's a good name. I was bashed rightly so by a US veteran. Lesson learned. Oh, really? That's not nice. So it's Chinny's here. Chinny's here. And who else do I want to say hi to? I want to say hi to everyone, obviously, but in particular, who's spicy? Who's spicy? I don't know what you're talking about. Johnny Osprey is here. Late and narcissist. Of course, there's going to be a narcissist award. It would not be Excited Utterance Channel without a narcissist award. Narcissist. Maddie B. Poo, toilet, paper equals hella. Aren't you kind? Very, very kind. Greetings from what? The land of cowboys and boots. Was that Texas, maybe? Okay. All right. Ones and poos. Hey, KLF, how are you? Good to see you. KLF, thank you for doing some research for me for Hearsay for Days. Tomorrow's Hearsay for Days is going to be sweet. Right, let's get into it. Oh, Travion's here. Late and drinking bin juice. Okay. Don't blow it, Hella. You're already late. Shut up. Shut up, J-Rock. All right. Let me bring my guests in. Ilya's not really a guest, but Phil. Hey. Phil TYO Toys, the man of the hour. How are you?
Good. Can you guys hear me? I've got a microphone, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All fancy.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. You're like one of my first, more on the side of LawTube streamers that I started watching. So, and I'm very LawTube adjacent, but it's a pleasure being on the show. Thank you so much for having me on.
You're
Absolutely.
welcome. Okay, so I found Phil through X, and Phil was making, it was around the Hannah Gutierrez Reid trial time, and you were making mashups of bits of trial footage that you were finding when you were going around looking at different people's coverage of the Hannah Gutierrez retrial, which obviously a lot of people were covering. And yeah, and also you had pictures and stuff of her too, right?
Oh, Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say, like, one of my favorite little musical mashups was Hannah Gutierrez, like clips from the trial, but I was using
Yeah.
a clip that you probably can't play on
YouTube.
YouTube,
Yeah.
copyrighted, whatever. Um, it was a fun clip to put together, but yeah, at the same time, I started looking up Hannah Gutierrez and some of her screen names that she was going by, and
Yeah.
I found on a Flickr
Oh,
page, like one of her friends had some photos of her
like
on like
modeling.
this modeling, and then there was actually a model mayhem
Mm.
account from one of her friends,
Yeah.
photographers,
Let me go ahead and make a
that
note for
had
that.
some interesting photography of her,
Very.
um,
Yeah.
that I found by her like various screen names that she was going by. And yeah, I posted that. You probably saw that, and she has an enormous Henry or sorry, Edgar Allan Poe
Yeah.
tattoo
She
with the
does.
crow.
That's right.
Enormous. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
huge.
A raven,
And
probably.
I was able to use that photograph of her tattoo, do a Google reverse Google image search,
Yeah.
and found more photos of
That's
her.
impressive.
I think so. Yeah, that was kind of an interesting time for like just clipping stuff and getting bits and morsels from trial, and then going online and researching stuff. And during that whole time, she started DMing with Jay, the shaming of
Jay.
Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had like live streamed or restreamed like the live coverage that gave out her phone number. So she went back. Not to, she. I don't know if she complained to Law and Crime or Court TV, but she was complaining to Jay via his Instagram,
Yep.
saying, "Hey, I'd appreciate it if you didn't give out my phone number and stuff." But it was already live streamed, and so
Yep.
that was like a weird intersection of
He
the
chucked a
live
mental.
trials
Yep.
and like the YouTubers and influencers. This was a very interesting year for being into the whole live trial streaming.
Yeah.
And it is always interesting when some things that happen in the courtroom actually start to filter into social media and then backwards again. So, like
Yeah.
for example, when it's recovery addict now has been mentioned in several courtrooms, right?
He's the king.
He obviously the Zachariah Anderson trial was
Oh,
a
yeah.
big moment for
That
us
was
when
the original one. Yeah,
yeah,
I
that was
have
the
that clip.
original.
I love that clip. It was actually 2023, I
Three.
believe.
Yeah, February, March. Yep.
And
Big
I
moment.
have a clip, I think, where he explains what happened. But yeah, Zachariah Anderson, that was a really interesting trial. I love the trials where we don't actually know all the details. There's like a bit of mystery going on. So I was
Mm.
really dialed into that trial. But what ended up happening, and maybe you guys may know more than me. I know you guys were really into the trial,
Yes.
but basically, it appears that the judge was watching a live stream of his own trial, probably
Mm.
Yep.
checking out the chat,
Yeah.
right?
Or
Mm-hmm.
the feed. Or
He's
the
allowed
angles.
to do that. Yeah. And there was like some kind of audio glitch where he put up someone else's audio, or I, I don't know how like all the
I think
connections
the
work.
his phone went, audio came on, and RA
To
heard
get the
himself.
Bluetooth connected.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all of a sudden, I like the clip. We can put the link if I can get it in description. But all of a sudden, we heard the replay. If you were watching Recovery Addict, all of a sudden we were hearing the replay of Recovery Addict coming through the live stream on YouTube.
It was ridiculous.
It's a weird loop that was happening, but the interesting thing you see Scott, Recovery Addict, you see his reaction to what was happening, and also feedback from users who started to figure out what was actually happening. Yep. And so the live stream was getting piped from Judge's laptop, which is right by his microphone, getting piped through the microphone, and then being broadcast to the entire court. And the most interesting thing, Scott, Recovery Addict, at that moment was suggesting that one of the prosecutors should be removed from the courtroom, I believe. So,
Michael Gravely, yes, he should have been removed from the courtroom and the entire trial, actually. But he absolutely should have been removed from the courtroom. Yes. He was a witness.
Yeah, it was crazy. And you hear everything, and what's the judge's name? Forget it.
Schroeder.
Yeah.
Schroeder.
Yeah.
And you see Judge Schroeder, or you hear Judge Schroeder say, "Now we've got commentary on the case," because I don't think he realized it was getting piped from his laptop through his microphone.
I'm sure he didn't. He was a big boomer.
It was, this was a boomer cluster F that we've never seen before. Although, like you mentioned, there have been some other instances where YouTube streams get introduced into court, especially in Melody Ferris trial.
That was also Recovery Addict.
Yeah.
And we're actually watching. We're watching the Melody Ferris trial here.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't watched it for a week or so because we've had all this Christmas stuff happening. But we're watching that because we're a bit sus on that one. We think Scott might have done it. We're not sure, but because a lot of other things were happening around that time, Boone was on and Richard Allen was on, a lot of people didn't get to see that one. So, and we also have a good song. Have you heard the song?
You're a song you guys made?
Yeah.
I think I've heard it.
You'd know if you'd heard it. It was you, Scott, you, and now I know why. I am hella mad and burning with rage, Scott. That one. Okay. Anyway, we're going to get into it. So, how it works
it's my
today,
favorite
guys.
Song, yes.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, how it's going to work today, guys, is we have, I think, about 10 categories, and chat gets to vote on who wins each category. There are no prizes, really, except winning the categories.
I've got
some
a prize.
categories. Oh, do you? Sweet. What's that? Oh,
it's Seth Kenny's Sprinter media event. I was going to send it to Dolly, but
I know.
And I don't know if you guys can see, but if you look carefully, we've got Dolly Talk.
Oh,
and that's excited utterance.
You're safe for days.
I think. You're safe for. It's all backwards to me right now.
I love it.
But yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's got printing on both sides. So.
I think someone in chat should win that. I think
someone. Maybe we may have to vote for who wins it, but I'll send it to anyone in the continental United States.
Yeah.
If you're overseas, you have to pay more. Also, sending stuff to Australia it's very expensive. So Hella is not allowed to win this.
No one ever sends me anything
in Australia.
Just
or
blowing
Canada.
kisses, that's all. That's
Well,
all. Dolly would love that. Dolly would love that.
That's
All
I
right.
should
Well,
send
you
it
know,
to Dolly. Wouldn't give me his address.
I know. I kept meaning to.
Well,
well,
it's going
too
to
late.
a winner now. But
he only gives that to his prison wives.
That's true.
Anyway, so the way it works is we're going to be putting a poll up for every one of the categories. I have my lovely helper here, Ilya,
Yes.
or T-Bone as he's known, who's going to be helping with that. Right, let's get to the first one, guys. Let's get to the first
Ready
one.
for the poll?
Yeah, first poll. Let's go.
Okay, I'll put it up.
All right, so I'm going to just share my screen now. And okay, hang on.
Make sure you hit the present button, Ella.
I'm just doing it. I'm making sure it's the first one. Yeah. You just think you're funny, don't you?
Occasionally.
Hey? Sometimes you think you're funny. Sometimes. All right. Most simp-worthy defendant. Everybody. Most simp-worthy defendant. Now, we have, in the top left, we have Luigi. Ooh. Then we have Courtney.
Rawr.
Then we have Wade.
Yes.
And then we have Ashley. Do we have is our poll up already? Or
Yeah.
no, it is? Well done. What do you reckon, guys? Now, thing about it is with Wade and Ilya, you can tell us about this more, but I know a lot of people will be like, what do you think? Why? But he has, how much money did he raise?
Oh. Well over 200,000.
What?
who, Wade?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He got
Yes.
the retainer for his lawyer, and he's still getting money.
Yeah, and we're talking like actual chicks who think he's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how many wives did he have? Like prison wives?
8 or 9 he proposed to. Or
Yeah.
he agreed to marry.
The only redeeming quality of Wade is the fake lawyer that called him. Dolly had like all the jail calls between Wade
lawyer.
and this
Ari.
fake lawyer chick, who her favorite car is a Bugatti.
Oh, yeah.
I forget the model, but by the way, I always pay attention to the cars involved in some of these trials. I'm very car focused, but anyway. Oh, and she also has like several Lamborghinis and
Oh, yeah.
30 or so other cars. That's the only thing I like about Wade is this fake lawyer.
Okay, so I don't know if I can vote because it's my poll, but if it were me, I would most definitely vote for Luigi. He is a handsome man. He's a handsome man, and okay, guys, tune in.
Can you
Hearsay for
Define
Days tomorrow.
simp-worthy? I'm not sure. I totally understand this whole simp thing. I remember you had you were talking about the simp in Hannah Gutierrez, the guy that worked at the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
You called him
Simp.
the simp,
Yeah.
and I wasn't totally familiar with
I believe you remember
the,
that.
the term. Yeah, I love that guy. Could you just, some people might be underword. What's a simp?
Dali is the best person to describe what simp means.
Well, in his case, he was constantly texting Hannah, offering to buy her and bring her food every night after work, offering to do her favors, wanting to see if she'd be available to go see a movie on the weekend. Just not exactly playing hard to get. And didn't exactly, play it cool with her.
Crushing on.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Simping is crushing on, but
Yeah.
really sadly.
Yeah.
Sadly crushing on.
My arch rival, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So the reason I think Luigi is because he's only been known for like 2 weeks, and you should see the amount of fans this dude has, and both male and female, by the way.
Bisexual. Right?
Oh, he's bisexual. I don't know if he's bisexual or not. I think he's actually gay. But I'll show you tomorrow. Here's Safer Days. Tune in, guys. 4 p.m. Eastern. There's so many sexual threads about this man. So much fan art. It's out of control. He is good looking. I will give him that. But yeah, I've not seen anything like it in such a short period of time. Courtney, obviously, OnlyFans model. Dudes are gonna like her. Same with the ballerina. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna close the poll in about 20 seconds. Hang on, give it a minute. Is everyone finished? Is everyone finished?
The only one I would send any commissary money to, if I had like $10, the only one I would send to is Courtney Clenny. Just
really?
My
Why?
gut reaction. I don't like the other ones.
Well, I mean, you are a man. I would hope so.
Okay, ended now?
I hope I'm a man too.
Okay, yep, ended now.
Stupid Luigi one.
Well, he's an interesting guy.
Luigi! It's the Luigi, eh? It's the Luigi! Woo! Unfortunately, Yay! Okay. Okay, we got it. Luigi wins. And unfortunately, my little thing that highlights stuff. Oh, it is working.
Told you.
It is working? Or is it? Hang on. Let me see. Don't get too excited. No, it's not. But what I could do is I could go and put like I could go over here and go, hey!
There we go.
Woohoo! Still didn't work.
Now we've got production graphics. Good.
I know.
Look at that. I actually... because I did it with the wrong thing. If I go over to there... Don't forget that. If I go to draw... Hello. And I go there and I go, yay! Like that. And then I present it. Go. Like so. Yay! See?
There you go.
Nice. Lovely. All right, next one. Oops. Next one.
Is this all StreamYard, the software you're using?
Well, no, this is Canva that I'm in doing the...
Oh, Canva.
That thing there.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Most bizarre testimony. All right, so we have Ali Abulaban, Lil Woody, obviously Sarah, and we have the Wee Drinker. Now, before we get to the Wee Drinker, the Wee Drinker, we had so much fun on that stream. Do you have Ali Abulaban, Mr. Ilya?
I have some highlights from him.
Yes, let's have a look.
That guy used to live near me in
Who? Ali?
in Virginia. Yeah, before he moved to Miami or whatever. He's actually from Virginia. I forget the neighborhood.
Oh wow.
Gin Kid. He was so famous.
Yeah. Was.
Oh, there we go. Was. Yeah.
Now he's famous in jail.
Okay. If you haven't seen Ali, just get ready.
Asking you a question.
Because all I heard was,
You cannot ask me anything. I'm asking you. Before you shot Anna in the head, you said respect to her.
I did not say that.
And you shot her because she had disrespected you and was with Ray, correct?
No.
Right after you shot Anna in the head, you pushed her head down into Ray's lap, right?
Oh, I'm not going to tolerate this.
On October 18th, you were also researching teen porn videos, correct?
What? What did you just say?
That's what you were researching, correct?
Say it again?
Teen porn videos.
You're out your mind. Show me the teen you just said. You want to pay me some kind of child molester? Show me show me. What you just said. I've never seen that in a discovery. I've been incarcerated 3 years. You never showed that to my team. Where did you get that?
Whoa!
Way to tell the jury you've been incarcerated, sir.
Yes.
Oops.
And he had this habit when testifying of asking the prosecutor to repeat what she was saying about the most damning things possible.
Yes! Yes, could you please say that again about how, I smacked my wife around? Oh, God. He was insufferable. And he testified for what, 6 hours or something?
Oh.
Ages.
No, it was like 3 days total.
Was it?
2 or 3 days, yeah. It was the longest testimony for a defendant the judge had ever seen.
He was so bad.
Ali Abulabon.
Yeah.
It was one.
The dude had like 100,000, no, 1 million TikTok followers.
Yeah.
200,000 YouTube subscribers, 200,000 Instagram followers. Like, the dude actually had some talent making content. And then he goes and shoots his wife. Oh, and wife's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Of course. Thank you, K-Schmidt, for becoming a new member. Welcome aboard. That's so nice of you. Make sure you go to the membership tab and go to perks, and there's a link there to our Discord. We have so much fun in there. It's lovely to get in there and have a bit of a chat about all of our content, and you can also get the notifications to the streams, both myself and Dali streams. You don't have to rely on YouTube's crap notifications. Welcome. All right. Also, do you have Woody as well?
I do. I have a.
Let's go. So this is in the YSL trial.
Yeah.
Now, wasn't he given immunity?
He was given immunity here, and he was told he has to come back and testify. So this is him coming back to testify.
Okay.
You say that again?
State your first and last name with the spelling of both these.
Kenneth Copeland.
Mr. Copeland, do me a favor, pull your chair up as close as you can to the microphone and speak directly into it so we can all hear you. So if you could state and spell your first and last name for the record, please.
Kenneth Copeland.
So please.
Spell it, please.
KennethCopeland.
All right, thank you, sir. All right.
And Mr. Copeland, good afternoon. Do you want to be here?
Ma'am,
Do you want to be here?
I'm here.
Okay. Are you going to let me ask you some questions?
Okay.
How old are you?
Grown.
Okay, what does grown mean?
I'm an adult.
Okay. And when you say you're an adult, what number in years are you?
I plead
So
the fifth.
grown.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I get you to step
Plead the
outside
fifth.
to the head of jury deliberation, please? From
All right,
How old are you? I plead the fifth.
What a loony. All right. Now, I mean, everyone's seen Sarah. We're going to bring Sarah up again later. But this guy here, oh dear, we have some fun
Good
with this
afternoon,
guy.
Mr. Spillers. Nice to talk to you again. You and I first spoke, I think that was Friday or Saturday while you were at the jail by Zoom call. Is that correct?
Yeah, we sure did.
Other than that conversation, we've never talked before.
No, we have not.
You never reached out to us to try to speak to us in any way about this case.
Actually, I have.
Did you?
Yeah, I've called several times. I've called your office. I've left messages for you
Okay.
over the past few months.
While you were in custody?
Yeah, I was in custody.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Apologize if I didn't get those messages.
Okay. Yeah, I probably called you half a dozen times. I've left messages with your secretary. I was told that you were the person that I needed, the individual that I needed to talk to probably like 4 months ago. I've been locked up since July, and I have called you many times trying to get in touch with you to reach out and just let you know that I'm here to speak my perspective.
Okay. But before Saturday, or when we talked by Zoom at the jail,
this
we
is
had
the
never
first time we've
spoken
spoken.
before.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
Okay. We had never talked at one point about what your anticipated testimony was going to be today.
Absolutely not. No, your questions for me on Saturday are mostly in the nature of my relationship with the group. We only talked for 30 minutes.
Right.
I mean, I've been on.
Hang on a minute, just a sec. For some reason, it's gone to not the part that I wanted it to be at. Boomer. Okay. Just a second.
I hit play.
You sorry?
Hit play.
Hang on. I know. I know. I know. Just a minute.
This looks like the same corporate
That you
disability
believe
cars.
that,
It
in
is.
fact, Kuwani was
Yeah,
suffering.
why is it stopped? Now, I need
Oh,
to...
hit the X on more videos, maybe?
I'll get rid of that.
Maybe.
Maybe. Hang on. If I just go to this... Ah, that's better. That's better, that's better.
Okay.
And it's muted.
No.
You know, I'm trying to save Kawani's life, so,
Okay, just a second.
you know, it's like I don't even really remember that interview with
going.
Tiana Cruz myself. There was like a lot of trauma.
You were still in shock to some degree
Dude,
about what
I
you
mean,
just
I'm
gone
still
through, right?
traumatized by this to this day.
Yeah.
You know, like
Poor
this
thing.
is like a huge thing for me to deal with.
But Z's response to you reaching out to him about what you were seeing and your concerns, he did not want her treated.
He didn't want to put her, well, his expressions were very clear. He didn't want to put her in an institution where she would get less care and less time and consideration than what she was getting
I need to
from
find a
him
bit
and
about the
from
weed
her
drinking.
sister.
Hang on a second.
He didn't want
I had it
pharmaceuticals.
He
before.
didn't want her to become some brain dead pharmaceutical
If I
girl,
just
you
go to
know? And
transcripts,
he didn't want
I'll
that
find
for-
it.
Got
So
some
it's-
impressive
Kawani, but he also
numbers
didn't
on
want that for
his
Ninja,
channel.
right?
Thank you. Yes, that's where I was
Whoever
going.
this
Like, you
is.
know, she's breastfeeding this baby,
Yeah.
and you know, he didn't want that, and he didn't want her to be institutionalized because she has this. You know, he was trying to keep their family
There
together,
we
man.
go.
You know, and I respected him for that, and I respected him for trying to do it organically. And
Organic.
go.
Drinking urine because of him.
I started drinking urine because Peggy Schindler told me about it. And I did my research online and did some self-edification. Perhaps you should do the same.
But Peggy Schindler, I'm not drinking my urine, sir.
not
Peggy
urine-
Schindler
I'm not drinking my
got
urine,
that
sir.
information from him, right?
Did she? I don't know.
I'm
Peggy
asking
Schindler
you.
told me about it. I don't know.
She knew him.
Yeah, I mean, so what? Like, so there's like millions of people who drink their urine. There's like forums online with, you know, tons of individuals, and this has become way more mainstream. And now there's like all kinds. Like I say, I mentioned
Mainstream?
Troy Casey, and I'd like to drop his name again because he's
Mainstream.
like a
I've seen
really
Dolly in these forums, but
prominent influencer online. And yeah, so I heard about urine therapy from Peggy. I immediately did my research about it. And I've heard about people, you know, surviving on their urine, so I knew that it wasn't going to kill me, so I tried it. And then
And you said you do it daily.
I did.
You still maintain contact with.
Okay,
Z.
look at this guy in the back.
Day-to-day contact.
Sure do.
You've
He's
called him
like
probably 10
contain
times
himself.
since you've been in the jail.
He's loving
here in
it.
Cherokee County, right?
He's hilarious.
You've talked to him, I guess, beginning in.
Okay. He went on like that for like 3 hours. He didn't talk much about the case. It was like a TED talk.
He
Right,
had
about
something to
urine
say.
drinking.
He had prepared some key
Yeah.
points, and he got them
Yeah.
out.
Oh,
But
yeah,
you-
yeah. And also, like, we got his jail calls to his friend who happened to be the
Oh yeah.
husband of the defendant. And the husband of the defendant is like the cult leader, right? And he's a fanboy of the husband of the defendant, whose name is Z, by the way.
Yeah.
Z. Yeah.
Yeah, Z. And he said prior to the trial, oh, guess what? Court TV is going to be there, the cameras and stuff. So he had it all prepared, the fact that he got to have, like, his moment.
They planned it.
Yeah. So it was bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Anyway, so I wanted to be able to show you that. So, I am, guys, I think we could close the poll now. What do you think?
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to be... Oh, guys.
Did we get Boone in there?
Did we still got Boone after all that?
Guys, poll is tied right now. Make sure you get your last-minute votes in.
Yep.
Can't end it yet. Do we need a new poll?
We can start the poll again if you want. Now that we've seen some more.
Wait, Sarah
stuff.
pulled ahead.
Sarah pulled ahead. That's all right. People
Nope.
just voted for Sarah to start off with. That's okay.
Now it's tied.
Now it's tied.
No.
It's not said half Irish. It's Z.
Okay, we're going to be ending any second now.
He did an interview with Court TV. Oh, that was Z, wasn't it? That did it. Oh, that's. Oh no, Jason Spillers did an interview with Julie.
Yeah, that disaster.
That was a mess. Yeah. Voter fraud. We're gonna find some votes at the bottom of the ocean. Oh no, we need a runoff between Sarah and we. Okay, we can do that.
All right.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'll set that up right now.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that, and we'll go on to the next one in the meantime. Z did do one too, yeah. The morning after the sentencing, yeah. Rachel, thank you for the $4.99 super sticker. You're awesome, Rachel. Thank you for all your support. You're excellent, and thank you for sending me some information for Hearsay for Days tomorrow. Hearsay for Days tomorrow, our topics are going to be Luigi, Richard Allen, and there will be some like things strewn from stuff that's happened throughout the year as well, because it's going to be a little bit of a look back. Just count the mail-in ballots. Yeah, anything. Sarah got up on the stand 3 times, right? So
Yeah.
she did a testimony even before trial. Remember, she did one before trial, she did one at the trial, and then she did the sentencing one. So there was so much to choose from with her. But don't worry, she's coming up again in another category yet, guys. So don't you worry. I'll have a clip from her in a minute. All right, let's keep going. Now, most distracting gallery sitter is the next one. Most distracting gallery sitter. Okay, so alrighty. Red jacket guy. So the guy we were just looking at. We have Scott Farris. Now, Scott Farris, if you remember from the Melody Farris trial, he was kind of sitting in the gallery looking pretty annoyed. Because wouldn't you look annoyed if your mother was there going, "It was you, Scott, who killed your father, and now I know why."
He looked a little uncomfortable at times.
Just
although
a bit.
Peeved.
The weird thing was the camera guy did not know the difference between Chris and Scott.
Yep. That was pretty brilliant.
Oh,
that was
only.
pretty brilliant. Now, I had to put Shelby in there. She wasn't technically a gallery sitter, but she was pretty distracting.
Oh, I hadn't noticed.
No. So Shelby, do you want to explain who Shelby is? Are you finished there?
Yeah, I can show you her Instagram.
Yeah, sure.
Shelby, my lovely Shelby. She is known for Miss Bikini Coast International World Finals, Miss Daytona Beach, Miss Pensacola, Miss Atlanta, Miss Emerald Coast. And also she is a jury and trial consultant. She got that job after working at Hooters.
Yeah.
And they brought her in to pick a jury.
Of course they did.
And yeah, we can see she's known for her wits.
She is. She's very talented. And that outfit, the very first one,
Yeah.
come on, girl. Like, really? Let's go down a little bit.
And this is a new
Yeah,
pick
the pink
on the right.
one.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
that's post Boone.
Postboon is the one on the right.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I'd hire her. Could you click on
Sure
that
you
one?
would.
On the
Lots
on the right?
I'm sure she's super talented. Yeah, great wits. Why? Okay, so why is the one on the left? Surely, like usually on Instagram, the one on the left is the newest one.
It's a pinned one.
Oh, she pinned that.
Yeah.
She pinned that.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Well, she completed
Okay,
an interview for
ladies
Miss
in
Florida.
chat, come on. That is the worst outfit ever. She looks like some sort of Barbie from the 60s, 70s flares. That's horrible. Ugh. I wonder if Shelby would be willing to hire an intern. Want to touch the hiney. She does have a really good ass. I will tell you that, yeah. Hey, Jersey Jen, good to see you. And good to see you, Phil.
Hey.
Jersey Jen says.
Jersey
That's
Jen.
nice.
What's up, Jen?
Lovely. Okay, all right, back to where we were. So, can we put
So
the thing
I'm
back
going
on?
to end the poll for...
And the other poll.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, come on, guys.
What?
They just tied it up again. That weed drinker was ahead.
We drink it was ahead.
Now it's 50-50.
I voted for Wheat Drinker.
Thank
We
you.
voted for we drink. Okay.
All right, guys, come on. Throw some more votes in there if you haven't voted. Help us out.
Well, if it's a tie, it's a tie.
Oh, you should have put I have her
We're back to this
in
one.
one
What
of
is
my
it?
clips, Jules.
Oh.
Jules from court. She's in one of my clips. She has like a funny
She's in
Benefield.
several of your clips.
Yeah, she's from Florida. Yeah,
Yeah.
I put her in all my clips.
Okay.
Okay.
Sarah won.
Sarah won. Sarah won. Congratulations,
Oh.
Sarah. You win something, Sarah. You win something, Sarah. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go.
Hey, have you guys ever sent something to someone who's incarcerated? Like
Me? Oh, no,
a
I
letter.
haven't. Have you?
a letter? Yeah.
Okay,
Because-
so Sarah wins.
We could send her the Seth Kenny diecast fan.
Hannah? I'm sure
No,
she'll
send
love
it
that.
to Sarah.
Oh.
Maybe Sarah should. I mean, Sarah won.
Not intentional.
We should send her something.
Not intentional.
Not intentional.
And also this.
Sarah Boone needed a lawyer.
She needed a lawyer. Alrighty, we're back to this one. So, Red Jacket Guy, Scott Ferris, Shelby, Paul O'Keefe was pretty distracting. Right? I'm not going to get into all the controversy around the Karen Reid trial. I have very few opinions about the Karen Reid trial, except I will say that Paul O'Keefe was goddamn distracting. So, do we have our poll up on this one, guys? Paul's protrusion. I never noticed his protrusion. But was I just not looking in the right place or hard enough?
Oh,
Like
my.
his balls were distracting? Did he have his balls sticking out? Really? Really?
Huh.
Hey, he did. Yeah, it's the death stare. That's what it was. That was. And people were saying at the time, like, that he shouldn't have been allowed to sit there and that kind of thing. Now, if you remember, they were supposed to be in the bigger courtroom, but there was a motion from the defense that the bigger courtroom was unconstitutional because the jury, some of the jury seats were seated behind the witness box, right? So it means that they couldn't see the faces of the witnesses. And also, some of them could have even seen some of the exhibits. Like, if you held the exhibits up like this, if you're looking at the exhibits, it means that the people, if the jurors are behind you, that they could see the exhibits before they were even, like, shown. So I don't know what is with this old courthouse that it was built that way. And yeah, I mean, I saw pictures of what they were talking about, and it was bad, and it was upheld. And so, therefore, this giant trial was held in a smaller courtroom. So where are you going to put people? Right?
Hell, I may have an illustration that may help illustrate that. I'm actually working on a diagram of a courtroom, kind of a side project. Can I present real quick? I'm going to show you my Illustrator file, because I ran into the exact issue. It's hard if you don't know the layout of a courtroom.
Yeah.
It's probably hard to understand how the jury could be facing the back of the witness. Let me share screen here real quick.
Sure.
I'm going full screen. Okay. If you see some weird tabs, don't screenshot this or anything. Okay.
It's just between us and everyone in chat.
Yeah. Yes.
Ready?
Okay. Can you see?
Oh,
my courtroom?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm working on an interactive diagram of a courtroom. It's not completed yet, but you can see we have prosecution and defendant tables here.
Yeah.
Judge, of course, and this is going to be the witness stand. We have court reporter and the court clerk. Now, witness stand is usually directly beside the judge, and right here, I only have six chairs. So I think what happened was they just extended, they kind of ran out of room. So this is how you can see, depending on the geometry of the courtroom, all of a sudden you can have jurors who are supposed to be looking at the front, all of a sudden they are looking at the back, the side or the rear of the witness. And all the courtrooms, I mean, each one I see, they're all a little different. Sometimes we have the judge is actually built into like the corner of the courtroom. It's interesting, just the architecture of the modern courtroom. It keeps kind of changing each kind of trial we see.
That's very interesting. And you know what? I never use Illustrator's perspective mode.
That was just from like isometric illustrations that I downloaded from freepick.com. And I've been adding some things, but if you look up like isometric illustrations, it's good for showing like diagrams like that. But I created almost nothing out of that. It's mostly from Freepick.
Okay. That's fair enough. Very cool and good explanation. I've seen a photo of actually the perspective sitting from the very far juror seat looking outwards.
Oh.
And yes, you can see 100%. You can see the back of the witness's seat. So it's so bad. And this is an old courtroom. So therefore, you would think it's an appellate issue for so many trials. Yeah. Anyway, Jersey Jen, thank you so much for gifting a membership. That's so nice of you. Very nice of you. I really appreciate that. Lovely to have you here. Having jurors hear testimony or see witnesses or exhibits is prejudicial anyway. What, hear testimony? Okay, Travion.
I'm going to go ahead and end the poll.
Yes, let's go for it.
Paul O'Keefe won.
Paul O'Keefe. Alrighty.
He gives a mean stare down.
He does give a mean stare. Very good. Alrighty. I think that's a pretty strong win right there. And where are we? Oh. Let's go and give him that. He wins something. He doesn't win everything, but he can win that one. Why not? Woohoo! Yay! All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Best bald head. Since we talking baldies.
Can I
Best
enter
bald head.
this one?
Yeah, sure, if you want. It's a little bit late though. Okay, Melody Faris's attorney has a very strange bald head. Whilst we are talking about attorneys, we have Jason Bowles entering the ring. Robert Tellez, also another odd-shaped bald head, and Michael Proctor. They are all strange, aren't they, Jim Cox? They're all pretty odd. Define best when it comes to bald heads. Look, it's up to you. It's just your favorite. Like,
I'm going with Bowles. Something I like about that guy.
The bulging veins and everything about it. It's
very vascular.
Yeah,
that's what I like about him.
Isn't it? Like it expresses his emotions in some way. Like it's a very expressive bald head. It's the shiniest. Oh, shiny's good. That's a good way of assessing a bald head. Most distracting bald head. Yeah.
Actually,
Jay?
interesting
Yes,
thing
it
about
is.
Jason Bowles. Oh, Jay's here. What's up, Jay?
Hey, Jay, how's it going?
Yeah, Jay, vote for me. I'm part of this best bald head. Actually, Jason Bowles, I have like a few screenshots of him when he was in like some kind of pretrial hearing where he was on Zoom, and he has very interesting like Southwest artwork hanging behind him, which always interests me. I found one of the artists I guess it was a print of one of his pieces of artwork hanging behind him. But each time you see him, he has like really, really neat artwork. You can tell he appreciates the arts. And that's why I'm going to vote for his bald head.
All right, how are we going with the poll, guys? What are we thinking? Hang on, let's go.
Looks like Bowles is going to have it.
Bowles is going to have it, you think?
Oh, it's about time he wins something.
About time he went. Yeah, he never went to anything, so.
Maybe we should send Bowles the Seth Kenny van.
Oh, imagine if he won the Seth Kenny van. That would be kind of.
It's got Dolly Talk
little bit ironic.
for days.
Yep, quite ironic.
All right, I'm going to end the
The
poll.
old Seth Kenny van. By the way, we covered, or Dali on his channel covered the not the Rust trial, but the Baldwin trial, and Rust in general, and we came to
The simp at the hotel.
Yeah.
And the simp at the hotel. We came to the conclusion, after much investigation, that Seth Kenny is actually to blame for all of this. Right? So he is the missing link. Yes, it's all about Seth. And Ilya Dali was a little bit distracted by what he thought was all this flirting going on between Seth and Hancock, or Hooters, as he called. And I called him out on that. I'm like, come on now. It's not all about flirting. Seth was just trying to distract the detective, which was very easy because she's not the brightest.
No. And he's suing her now.
He's suing her?
Hancock, yeah. For
really?
Yeah, like something to do with a search warrant not being proper, and all the notoriety has hurt his business.
Okay. He's very lucky he's not in jail. Really. Unbelievable. Yeah. That dude is a swindler. My goodness. He did very well to get away with that.
I'm still looking for
anyway,
is
Jason Bowles the winner?
Yep.
Yay! Well done. Winning. Finally, Jason wins. Finally.
I'm going to send him a replica of this van. This is going to go to one of our your viewers. I'm gonna send a replica to Jason Bowles.
I'm sure he would appreciate that.
Bowles over the competition. I love it. Oh dear.
Nice
A
one,
bald
Will
icon.
Weaver. Good one.
You couldn't find a picture of Bowles where he doesn't look like he's constipated. Look, Curry Bear, sorry, there aren't many good photos of Bowles. I did my best. It's nice to have you here too. Welcome. Alrighty, so bushiest eyebrows, everybody. Bushiest eyebrows. Oh, I like this category. So we have, it's a Luigi, eh? It's a Luigi. Now, I don't actually think that Brian Koberger has bushy eyebrows, but that's why he's on here, because he's been identified as having bushy eyebrows. And look at him in comparison to people who have bushy eyebrows. And just tell me, does he have bushy eyebrows, people? I don't think so. Robert Telles has, they look like worms to me.
Yeah.
Like they are bushy. Now, thank you to, who was it in, was it Half Irish who suggested this Hannah's Paralegal?
Yeah.
Because there's some bushy eyebrows. I thought that was a great suggestion.
She has a good look.
Yeah.
You think?
Interesting look.
She had some days when she wasn't too bad. But there were some days when the fashion choices were just
lacking.
Not good.
Is that Hannah beside her? It looks weird. Both of them look weird in that shot.
Yeah.
That doesn't even look like Hannah there. But yeah, it's Hannah. It's just a really weird shot. Really weird shot. Yeah, I hope that's a bad photo because Hannah just, she looks like 12 for one thing. Yes, Bush. She was very distracting. She could have been one of the distracting gallery sitters. Amy Winehouse reincarnate. Yeah, kind of. It's a very odd picture of Hannah. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's an objective category. Let's calculate the volume and get a definitive winner. Yeah, we should like measure them up next to one another. I have a feeling that Robert Tellers might actually have the bushiest ones. Oh, I don't know. All right, get in there and vote, chat. What do you think? They're yeah, Tellers has animated ones. They were super animated. Although
It's got to be Luigi, though. He's the story of the year. He's got the eyebrows was all over the coverage. It's got to be Luigi.
I'm gonna end it.
You gonna end it? Oh, that's a bit dramatic.
Luigi.
Did Luigi win?
Yes.
Oh, it's a Luigi, yeah. It's a Luigi.
Well deserved.
I love saying it's a Luigi. It's a Luigi. All right, we'll give him one of those. Hey, go. Alrighty, we're doing good. And what's next, everybody? What's next? Oh! Ouch. Most smackable prosecutor. Okay. Adrian Love. A lot of people love to hate Adrian Love. And we have Adam Lally. And we have Nick McClelland. And Santa Bill Thompson. Okay, so, if you don't know who Adrian Love is, Ilya, do you want to explain?
She is one of the prosecutors in YSL trial.
Yeah.
And was very insufferable.
Quite insufferable, indeed. Your ears hurt, AG? Do you want me to turn something down? Is it one of the...
Oh, yeah, that audio is very loud.
Okay. And Adam Lally, okay, so what, if anything? And yeah, so he was the prosecutor in the Karen Reid trial. I gotta say, one thing about Adam Lally is, hate him as much as you like, but he took on that whole case pretty much on his own, didn't he? Like, did he prosecute that with no help? Like, as in, was there any other attorneys doing that?
I don't know. I think there might have been one for a little of it, but not much.
Was it? I don't remember any others. It was just all him. Who, if anyone, was driving the ambulance? Was it snowing? Was it snowing? Was it snowing? Was it snowing? I don't.
It was snowing.
Like
it was
him.
snowing, by all accounts.
I think it was pretty sure it was snowing. No, I don't like him. Lally had help, just not in question. Yeah, that's all I mean. Like, actually up there, making the arguments, doing the questioning, etc.
He had some legal aids, or
I would think he would have some legal aid. I find it very odd that there would be one counsel up there. So it was hard work, but why? Just why? Why would you prosecute something like that and with such vigor on your own?
Yeah,
Lally
isn't it
Reid
amazing?
like
what the Karen Reid turned into? Yeah, they would have put way more effort behind the prosecution team if they knew what was going to happen. But it makes you think, like, what normally happens on, just an average day in their court system in Massachusetts. They can kind of breeze through these things. They get John Paul, or what's his name, Trooper Paul, whatever. Yeah, they get him to say whatever, and that's how things normally operate. And they were not ready for what the media onslaught with Karen Reid. Crazy what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And
but he's doing it again.
He's still there. He's still there with some more support. But
totally. That's the thing is, I wouldn't use the word vigor in the same zip code as Lally. I guess not. It's such a big, high-profile trial, and to have just one person up there prosecuting it seemed unusual. Maybe other people didn't want to be part of it. I don't know. Anyway, Nick McClelland. Now, Nick McClelland, he's a bit of an ass. Coke dealer hair, as Andrea Burkhart calls it. He got up the other day at the post sentencing press conference, basically told everybody that an old lady who's been working for free since 2017 is the reason why they have a conviction. And that's it. Yes, and echoed the sentiments of Doug Carter, the superintendent, that everyone should just breathe a sigh of relief and stop asking questions. Nothing to see here. It's all done. Even though it's pretty much the most contentious conviction that has been seen in the US in recent years. Lots of people are asking questions, but let's all just not do that, hey? He's a bit of a scumbag, as far as I'm concerned. Just a bit of a scumbag. So, disagree or agree if you like, but that's why he's up there. Lots of hate that is going out towards that man from a lot of people. Bill Thompson. Bill Thompson is the prosecutor against Brian Kohberger. The reason he's there is because he has also copped a lot of flack from a lot of people regarding the sort of sketchy evidence that's been put forth towards Brian Kohberger, and misinformation that has been put out. So there's a probable cause affidavit that has a lot of information that has been backtracked on since it has been put out in 2022, 2020, early 2023. And even still, more news stories and things keep being planted, like this one that's just recently been put out about Brian Koberger apparently being a suspect in some stabbing in Pullman, Washington, at a time when Brian was not even there. He didn't even live there.
Yeah.
And the suspect was 5'6".
Yeah, it was a short guy.
Yeah.
He was a short guy.
Different
Yeah,
guy.
he's a joke. BT is a joke. It's ridiculous. Anyway, how are we going with our voting?
I will go ahead and end it now.
There are so many options for this category. I could have put many more people into this. There's so many smackable prosecutors.
Adam Lally wins.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good job,
Well
Adam.
done, Lally.
Congratulations.
Good job. Again, so hard to win these things, isn't it? So many things you haven't won, Lally. But congratulations, you win this one. Win this one. Yay. And this time I will turn it down. Bring this down a little bit. Yay!
I'm going to send him a custom evidence cup.
I love it.
It's I play a game called Trial Bingo where I did printing on these evidence cups. I'm pledging now to send Adam Lally as the winner of most smackable prosecutor one of these cups with evidence printing on the front of the cup.
Oh. So. Nice.
I love it. We don't have those here, so I can't.
Oh yeah, you can get them at your grocery store. It's like made for like doing shots or like mini beer pong.
Oh, they're
or
actually
something.
really little.
Yeah.
Okay,
teeny,
I imagine them to be
tiny.
more like so big. Okay. Okay, guys, sorry, I'm turning it right down. I'm turning the sound effect right down. It's really, really loud. Okay, I understand. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Sorry. Forgive me. Okay, next one. My favorite one. Least expert. Yippee. All right, so we have Frank Louis Blair Kooky III. We have Detective Iverto from the YSL trial. We have Trooper Paul. And we have Melissa Oberg's Adelphi Chillmark expert. I'm going to show you something from each. So hang on 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Share this tab instead.
Yes, Your Honor. Sir, if you will, if you could, however the deputy handles this, but if you could retrieve the firearms from behind you.
Do it in public, and I will clarify that it is not loaded. Okay?
By pointing it at the judge and
Mr.
pulling the
Kinsky,
trigger.
Are you able to take the cylinder out so you can show everyone also that it's unloaded?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
There's something important. And here is an NX revolver.
So, Your Honor, I'm going to object. All right, first of all, everybody's nervous.
This guy's from
because
Monterey,
you have not
California.
demonstrated
Very
to us
expensive
that they're unloaded.
zip
So before
code,
you
by the way.
start showing us the weapons, make sure they're unloaded, including that one that you just touched.
This is thanks to Andrew Brunker for doing all the sound effects and things.
Every time he points it at someone or himself. And of course, Morrissey sees that and just.
Yeah, she looks at the jury. Yeah.
Oh dear. You idiot. Oh, he's gonna shoot his balls off.
Even Hancock knows, like, what the hell? She kind of sits up in her seat.
Oh no, what's he doing? Oh.
Oops.
Oh God.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, at that point, he is like, oh, crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is just humiliated.
So that was pretty
Pointing
bad.
towards the judge is
It's a risky move.
That's pretty
big,
bad.
big no-no.
Big fat no-no. Now, Detective Viverto, I hadn't heard of her before. I found out about her yesterday. Now, she is a gang expert, apparently, and she was brought in by the state for the YSL trial. So I did a search on her, and I found this little piece of footage on her, which I found to be ridiculous. I'm sure there's better clips, but I found this one, guys. Beverito, sorry. Oh, burrito. That's burrito. Okay, that's right. Yesterday, Nick was referring to her as burrito. Let's have a look.
Okay, and here's another picture of Shell Kel or Kelvin Watts that posted shortly after the death of Christian McMiller and Darius Ford, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and these are, you got to look a little close, but I see the big shell off of his hair, but then there's two little shells under his left eye.
Correct.
Okay, and again, that's a post that you interpreted to be a reference to the death of Christian McMiller and Darius Ford.
Correct.
Okay.
What?
Ms. Knight, if you could publish 454 VV, please.
Shark could have been up for a best bald head, by the way. Next year, maybe.
Okay, in this post, again, shortly after the death of Christian McMiller and Darius Ford, correct?
This was in the hours after they were killed, yes.
And this is on Kelvin Watts' page.
Yes.
And again, we see the two shells.
Correct.
Okay, and that had significance to you because there was two dead bodies.
Correct.
What?
Okay, thank you. And 460 VV, please, Ms. Knight. Okay, again, here, this was posted shortly after the death of Christian McMiller and Darius Ford.
Correct.
And we have two shells, right?
Correct.
And we have a smiley face, except the lips are zip tied or zipped up, I guess.
Correct.
And a black heart.
Correct.
Okay, and
There's
this
two
was
shells there.
on Mr. Kelvin Watts' page.
Correct.
All right. Also, and Ms. Knight, thank you. Also, you're aware that Shell Kel or Kelvin Watts has made a song that references Christian McMiller and Darius Ford, correct?
He may have.
You never heard Mafia Story by Shell Kel and Third World?
I haven't, but it would not surprise me if he did.
I heard my ops died like some thoughts, referring to two snakes dying with their eyes wide open and their tongues out. Crime scene nasty in a fast car, died in empty traffic.
That sounds about on brand for Kelvin Watts.
Okay, and that was a reference to the Kia Stinger, the fast car. It's Kia Stinger that Mr. McMiller and Mr. Ford were in.
That sounds about right.
Were Mr. McMiller and Mr. Ford riding in a Kia Stinger?
They were in a gray and color Kia Stinger.
Okay, and were they in fact shot on the highway?
Yes, they were on the highway.
Okay.
Kia Stinger. By the way, I think one of the Buzz Boys has a Kia Stinger.
Mr. Watts.
This is so
Despite these-
stupid. So, I mean,
Side note.
earlier in the testimony, she had said that you can't judge people's guilt based on some Instagram posts. Whereas later in the testimony, he's putting up these Instagram posts with these shells next to it, and she's going that she is assuming that they're connected to murders of these people because of these shells that are there. It's like, what? Are you for real? Like, you just completely have contradicted yourself. What's this, cat? Like in one of those fun, funky, tubular cages. I don't understand how this woman thinks that she knows that what these people are posting on their Instagram has anything to do with any murders. And also, where do you get a degree in being a gang expert? Where does that come from? He doesn't know about the 3 shells. Yeah, I don't know. So after being in Rice Street, I can't imagine Shell wants anything to do with actual rats. Yeah, okay. So there's also some crap about like her getting a tummy tuck and a boob job, etc. out of all of this. Gangology. Yeah, right. So she definitely gets a nomination. Now Trooper Paul,
I mean, there's certain calculations we can do with that.
I voted for
To
Trooper
figure
Paul.
out if you say if the car backed up, hit somebody, and then they go a certain amount of distance, and it's based on miles per hour, the speed of the vehicle, the striking vehicle, and stuff. Remember saying that?
Yes.
What did you mean by stuff?
I don't know.
You said that the calculations would be based on miles per hour and stuff. Did you ever do any stuff to test that? Grand jury's question.
No, we cannot calculate anything from this collision.
Say that one more time.
We cannot calculate anything from this collision.
Who's we?
I mean, I'm sorry, me. The role me.
Well, you know John O'Keefe's weight, right?
What's that?
You know John O'Keefe's weight.
He's not included in the royal anything.
Yes.
You know that?
I don't know his weight. No.
You know the weight of the vehicle?
Yes.
What's the weight of the vehicle? Gross weight.
What's the gross weight?
Yeah.
I think it's approximately 7,300 pounds.
Were you able to calculate the mass of the vehicle?
I did not calculate the mass of the vehicle.
Well, you told the grand jury that you were planning on doing that kind of stuff to calculate how far a person would travel being struck at that speed with a car of that weight. You didn't do those calculations?
No, because the calculations would vastly underestimate the speed of the vehicle.
You testified, again, my report isn't done yet. I'm going to look into it. I'm looking into all that stuff. End quote, correct?
Yes.
There's that word again.
This is brilliant cross-examination.
It's been more than 2 years since that statement at the grand jury. Is your report finished?
Yes, it is.
Did you engage in any of those calculations?
I looked into it. This type of collision I would not be able to use the formulas for this type of collision.
Well, let's talk about those formulas. How would you calculate how far a body at rest would travel after being struck by an object in motion? How would you calculate that?
In pedestrian collisions, I use a Searle throw formula.
A what formula?
Searle.
What does that mean?
It's a type of formula that we use for a calculation of post-impact speeds for pedestrians.
This is so silly. Okay, cool. All right, I think we get the idea. Right. And last but not least, Melissa Oberg, Delphi toolmark expert. And I don't have a photo of her because guess what? Cameras weren't allowed in to the Delphi courtroom. Thank you, Judge Gull. But what I do have is Andrea and Ian Runkle talking about it the day that it happened. Ian did jump onto Andrea's stream that day. So let's have a little bit of a look at that. Hang on.
Stuff to fire it. It's so lazy. What happened here, if they're using fired ammunition, it's just we did some test firing and then we didn't want to bother to cycle around through it. Or we just never actually did it and we are now trying to, like, I'm guessing it was like day of trial. They're like, oh, maybe we should have done that, but we didn't do that. So
It's almost maybe worse than that, Ian, because they did do that. They did do that. And the problem is it didn't create the same kind of marks, the same impressions that the original cartridge had. The original cartridge produced distinct marks that they would be able to compare. The ones that they cycled through for the test were not sufficiently distinct for them to be able to compare. So that's
Then
why
it's a
they then fired it
mismatch.
through, to say
Then
the
it's a
marks will then be more
mismatch.
distinct.
Then you've got to say that's a mismatch. These two things do not match. You can't just like edit your test. Christ. It's like, we did a test for Ebola in this one person, and then it came out as negative. So we decided to throw some Ebola in there to see if it would match. And now it's positive.
And now it is.
Clearly. And it's like, no, you have to. Oh my God. That is so.
It's really wild. It's really.
Yep. Okay. So that is what Melissa Oberg did with the unspent cartridge that was supposedly found between Abby and Libby in the Delphi case. So instead, when it did not match, they then fired it rather than cycling it through, right? Because they didn't get a match, so they couldn't get the indentations to match. So Miss Melissa Oberg decided to fire it instead. So what Runkle is saying is that makes it a mismatch. Unbelievable.
It's crazy. Crazy.
Absolutely crazy. Okay, so back to where we were. Have we got the poll? How's the poll going?
Oh, I was muted. But yeah, I'm going to end the poll. I ended the poll. And we are at Trooper Paul wins.
Hey, Trooper Paul won something. Hooray. Okay.
I voted for him.
Really? I don't see how pointing a gun at a judge doesn't get you top prize, but that's fair.
How could that not get you top prize?
Trooper Paul he's got that, what do you call it? The je ne sais quoi.
Yeah. That is fair.
All right, so that means that I need to put a, what do you call it? One of these. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, you hit the wrong thing.
No, I didn't. I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Nah.
Hey, Game Stay.
This game stay here.
Yeah. Not sure why she's calling me T-Bone.
Oh, okay. She asked if she could make fun of you. And I said, sure. Trooper Paul wins. Yay.
Oh.
Alrighty.
I should send something to Trooper Paul. I actually have a so I sell a lot of diecast products. Like diecast scale cars and everything. I actually have 2 sets of a Massachusetts State Police like play set. It's like a diorama, but it's like you can think of it as like a play set. And it is officially licensed with Massachusetts State Police, like a little Sally port. It's got like a fence area where they keep cars, and like a little office area. I might send one to Trooper Paul.
Go, please
Maybe.
do. It would be so great to see his reaction. Imagine that. Jeez. All right, boo hiss judge. Boo hiss judge. It's time for the boo hiss judge. Okay, Judge Ghoul, Auntie Bev, Judge Glanville, and Judge Jones. And if you want to know why Judge Jones is on there, let's see. What have we got?
Your Honor, this case has been going on for 6 years. It wasn't good at the beginning, not good now. As far as being able to have the prosecution be able to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. okay?
But that's not the standard. With this,
I don't-
just so we're clear, that's not the standard for a motion for judgment of acquittal.
I don't know. From what I read last night from the Florida, when I was reading Florida, was it the criminal code, was it criminal rules of procedure, or criminal code of procedure, whatever. Literally it was, okay, if you don't think there is enough evidence for the state's case to sustain a conviction of reasonable doubt.
No, that's not it.
Well, then go ahead and explain. I would
It might
appreciate
be
it.
a little high standard after the close of all the evidence, but basically, has the state put on a prima facie case as to each element of the charges that have been brought? That's the standard, looking at the evidence in the
Prima
light
facie.
most favorable to the state.
Right. And looking at the evidence most favorable to the state, it hasn't gotten any better over the years. And I'm looking at it now because I've been looking at it for 6 years, and it's always been the same. Now, the thing is even, okay, all the evidence the state presented, the only thing they had was Travis Johnson. That's it. We knew that was going to be the case. And even then.
All right, so basically, in the end, what happened was this judge recused himself. And that's unusual, but because what happened was this Ty Tucker asked for there to put a motion forth for the judge to be recused, and once there was a mistrial, the judge actually did recuse himself. There's a lot of talk about whether or not this judge was fair or not. I personally feel like he was pushed beyond a fair bit of his comfort zone, having a pro se defendant. But that said, he was in collusion with the state. I feel like he was in collusion with the state, and a lot of people do feel the same way. Now, there might be some people in chat who don't, but that's okay. But yeah, Judge Jones, he's on there. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I felt like it was, he didn't really give him all the benefits of the doubt that he should have. I felt there were times he really should have been more understanding, especially when it came to the one witness he called who was then medicated over lunch, and it turned into a disaster. And she was like 2 weeks away from dying.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
I think that the judge, he was fairly accommodating to a point, but I have a clip I think we'll show later where the judge basically flips out on Tyrone because he didn't know how to turn on that big monitor.
Oh, it's actually in this one somewhere. Yeah.
And so the judge had to.
The whole flipping out about the.
The judge got so pissed off he called in the technical bailiff to come in and press one button on the TV to turn it on. So yeah, I mean the judge, this judge was like both ways at some points, very accommodating and calm, but he hits a point where he
and it's like unreasonable and.
It was a bit unreasonable and unfair to Tyrone.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's about. I feel like it takes a special judge to be able to handle a pro se defendant fairly and not to impede on their rights and be able to make allowances for them, yet still keep the process running. It's tricky, isn't it? Because you need to allow them to be pro se, that they have a right to be pro se if they choose, but they're not lawyers. You need to make some allowances for that. The other side are lawyers, so the prosecution are lawyers. The prosecution has already so many more resources than any defendant does, even with the benefit of counsel. But then you go and take away counsel and have them be pro se. They are so depleted that without being biased towards the defendant, you've really, as a judge, you have to be so mindful of the fact that they are without any assistance whatsoever. It's very difficult. Very difficult. Stop it. Ty is free now.
Also,
yeah, he is now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's walking free now, and I think he may be kind of getting back together with the wife that I think they divorced. But I love this courtroom footage because of the key lime walls. It's not the white balance. This is probably accurate. It's a weird key lime. It's a Florida thing. I don't know who chose the paint color. Very unique for a courtroom design choice.
Yeah. Hey Marla, good to see you. Yeah. Pro se got
Marla Hughes, are you related to Gray Hughes?
She's not.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Marla's lovely. All right. So, okay. How are we going with our?
I can end it right now.
Yep. Cool.
Judge Gould wins. Congratulations.
Judge Gould. Yeah, she is a deserved winner.
We barely got to see her though. That's the problem.
Well, she likes to hide. She does like to hide. There is that. Hang on a moment. I'm just going to get out her little prize before I bring up the next one. Okay, it's just that. Right, cool. Okay. Yes.
Ready?
Well done, Judge Gould. You won something. Alrighty. Crowd favorite judges. So, we have Judge Summer. Yes, you have to do the thing I told you to do. Can you believe I love that look on her face? Judge Randolph from the Troconis trial. He is Morgan Freeman embodied. That dude is amazing. Love him. Now, Judge Fink. If you don't know who Judge Fink is, Judge Fink, he did something pretty cool. What he did was he made a dismissal with prejudice, just like Judge Summer did, actually. Dismissal with prejudice for, is it George Kelly? Is that his name? Yeah, George Kelly. Was it Arizona? Was that Arizona?
Yeah.
Yeah. The border shooting trial, because there was a mistrial. And
prosecution wanted to keep the case opened indefinitely. Well, maybe the political winds will change in the future. Maybe this will happen or this will happen one day. So maybe in a few months or a year, we might want to bring charges again.
Yeah.
And
and he was very old.
Yeah.
Very
the guy
old
was
man.
like 76, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So it could have been that this man would be waiting around for his later years, waiting around to be tried again for this. And so the judge just shut it down and went, nope, I'm dismissing it with prejudice, and he's free. So there
I
you
think
go.
he gave the prosecution a choice, like you have to bring charges within like 2 weeks or a month. And they weren't going to.
Yep. And the other one I wanted to bring in was Judge Michelle Levitt, and the reason why is because she did a few good things this year. She is the judge who she adjudicated, or she sat on the appellate. She did the appeal for Chile de Castro, and whilst I don't love Chile de Castro did have a reason for his appeal to go through. He was sat in jail for 3 months, and then he appealed. And whether or not you like Chile, I don't, but he did have a good, strong case for appeal. Judge Levitt looked at that and said, okay, fair enough, and weighed that evidence and set him free. Then she has been on the Tellis case for quite a long time. I wanted to play for you this, and oops, hang on. Oops, no.
Accusing me of...
No, that's not how I do it. Just a sec. I want to play for you this because... Hang on. Sorry, guys. I want to play for you this because I really like the way that she makes sure that he knows what's going on with going pro se. So earlier on in Robert Teller's case, he wanted to go pro se, and he did for a while. He's actually a lawyer, right? But he does civil trials, right? Civil suits. And she warned him off. And I know a lot of people here like Judge Koenig. One thing that bothered me about Judge Koenig is that he didn't do what this lady did, and that is warn the defendant at length about the problems with going pro se, the dangers of going pro se. She spent half an hour lecturing this man about the dangers of going pro se, even though he's a lawyer, right? So she was so fair. Also,
Judge
she reminds me
Levitt,
of Cyndi
she's
Lauper.
the Cyndi Lauper. Okay, thank you for, for
Cyndi
finally
Lauper.
saying that. I like her a lot. Yeah. I know she's been to a few Cyndi Lauper concerts.
All right, we'll just watch her a little
Accusing me of playing games, accusing me of being a fool.
Here's a couple of clips from that February hearing he's referring to.
It's almost always more wise to be represented by counsel, not playing games with you. This is very, very serious. You are charged with first-degree murder. I mean, you're facing life without the possibility of parole. I would think that you would take it a little more serious.
Chief Judge Jerry Weiss says he agrees. It's generally a bad idea for a defendant to represent themselves. He says Judge Levitt was just doing her job, and she's staying on the case.
She's been doing criminal cases for a long time. She knows what she's doing.
Before heading back to jail, Tellis with a plea for the media.
And if they can't contact me after this hearing, anytime after 2 p.m., please.
Since we've already interviewed Robert Tellis previously twice in jail, at this time we are not requesting another interview.
Yeah, so Robert Tellis really liked to do interviews, like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
tell us.
Yeah.
That guy's a moron.
He kind of was, just a bit. Right, how's the poll going, everybody? Getting ready. Getting ready.
Getting ready.
Ready with my this. Getting ready. You're just here to vote, David?
Judge Summer wins.
I'm not surprised. I would have voted for her too.
I like
I
her.
would have voted for her too. Yeah, she's great. I mean, I did really like the way, even though I'm not a Baldwin fan, I did like the way she was just straight to the point. She saw the evidence and she ruled. I like judges who can judge. Like judges who just make decisions. Don't mess around. Yay, well done. Tell us by name and tell us by nature. That's actually really good. I'm bronzed. Alrighty. Most talkative defendant. Biggest narcissist. Members, get out your narcissist emojis. Baldo Man.
You can't just rely on me to run around committing felonies, okay?
Oh, Nick.
I love. Can we play that again?
You can't just rely on me to run around committing felonies, okay?
Nick Ricada, Baldo Man is number one. And then we have Ali Abulaban. This is him at his sentencing.
that is only thinking about himself, and the idea of killing 2 innocent people doesn't disturb him. It's chilling. So the bottom line here is he will die in prison. He will never be a free man. He will take his last breath there. Please. In this matter, the defendant on count 1 will be sentenced to life without the possibility of probation via Penal Code Section 1190.2.
What a child. What a
It's like he's still putting on a show for his fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Of course, Sarah.
In my heart, I know he is with me and understands that this tragedy was not intentional. I hope everyone can, his family foremost. I didn't mean for this to happen. Please wholeheartedly know that, and always, I would never. Forgive me, George. Forgive me, Torres family. Forgive me, Judge Cranick.
But also screw you.
To the entire planet, please forgive me. I graciously and humbly ask for consideration for forgiveness to be extended instead of judgment.
Yep. Okay. Wow. And tell us. Hello. There we go.
Not
So-
intentional.
This for me was, the thing that just broke me. I'm sorry. I knew I didn't do this thing, and yet the police claim to have this evidence. Did what they did to me, and I have $1 million life insurance policy. I didn't want my family to have to go through more torture, and so I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought, you know what, if I can avoid the pain that they're going to suffer during this whole circus, and put some money into their hands to make up for me not being there, then maybe this is the thing to do. But it was me never. I'm not guilty. I didn't kill Mr. Gorman.
Kind of looks like Robert Tellis, the unfriendly murdering ghost.
As you can see, I attempted suicide. And SWAT came in and pulled me out and put me into that ambulance.
Okay. Yeah, right.
He kind of looks like Casper the Ghost. Also looks like Droopy Dog. Yeah. I made that reference on the Twitter. Kind of sounds like Droopy Dog too, a little bit.
Yeah, or like Eeyore.
Eeyore, yes, Eeyore. Oh, yes, that's perfect.
Yeah, he always looks like so miserable, and
he's so no, but he also can smile, right? Like there's some photos of him smiling, and it's very unusual. It's really
unsettling.
weird. He's so emotive. Like, and the eyebrows and the furrows in the brow and the head and everything. It's just, he's like a cartoon character. He's a bit like Elmer Fudd. Little bit. Schnibbles with the 10 gifted memberships, 10 subs. 10 subs.
Go.
Thank you, Schnibbles. Let's go. Love you, Schnibbles. You're amazing. Thank you for all of your support, and happy nearly New Year. Nearly New Year. Almost there. You're great.
Did I get a membership? I'm tired of paying for it. I'm trying to get free ones.
You can't get a membership if you're already a member.
Oh, yeah, I'm already.
Yeah, you're already a member. Thank you for being a member, Phil. Thank you so much. All right. So, how are we going?
Yeah, I'm going to end it right now. Surprisingly, Sarah won.
What a shock.
I cannot believe.
Shock and horror.
Crowd favorite.
I know.
Sarah Boone.
Shock and horror. So surprised. So surprised. Let me see. Because
Sarah Boone needed a lawyer.
She needed a lawyer.
Well, she's not the only one who needed a lawyer.
That's true.
In my heart,
Oh, whoops. Okay. Biggest bombshell moments. I think this might be the last one, guys.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. All right. Biggest bombshell moments, everybody. We have Judge Jumper.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that he gets a taste of something else because I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court.
I believe I can fly. Never gets old.
Such feats of strength.
It was a good jump.
Feats of strength. That's full on. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that was a moment. All right, Fanny takes the stand now. That was a big moment. That was international news. In fact, my brother found out about my YouTube channel because of that moment. Right? Like, no one in my family, like my daughter knows, obviously. So just like, not very many people, right? Not very many people. But my brother found out about my YouTube channel because of the Fanny thing. He mentioned to me something about, this is over a family lunch one day. He goes, do you know about Fannie Willis in Georgia? And I'm like, do I know about Fannie Willis in Georgia? And he looks at me, I'm like, and I texted him my hearsay for days that had Fannie Willis. And he's like, bullshit. Like that. I'm like, yeah. He's like, really? Really? Yeah. So, yeah. Very, very strange how people all the way over here, even people who don't watch court and things like that, they saw this moment.
District Attorney Fani, F-A-N-I.
Fani,
Last name is Willis.
F-A-N-I.
Ms. Willis, how did you know to come into the courtroom right then? There were people I was pacing in my office. Okay. And I heard someone yell, his testimony is done. It only made sense to me that I would be your next witness. And I've been very anxious to have this conversation with you today.
I've been so anxious to have this conversation.
I ran to the courtrum.
So as soon as you heard that Mr. Wade was done testifying, that's when you just assumed you would be the next witness?
It only makes sense.
Did you listen to any of the testimony?
I've been in my office pacing, ma'am.
Did you listen to any of the arguments?
I did hear the arguments this morning. It's ridiculous to me that you lied on Monday, and yet here we still are. And I did listen to that argument.
Wow.
All right, so that was it, just the argument, no testimony.
Now, do we have the moment with the, where is it? Oh, how about that? Hang on, just before they went on a little break. Oh, how about that bit? Yes. Oh, she looks a bit defiant.
May I
approach, Judge?
You can.
You may.
Please, Bernie.
Good Lord, Judge Fanny. Fani.
Hang on. I had a bookmark before, just to say. The bit where she waves the paper around. I'm not going to emasculate the black man.
Oh, God.
Remember that?
And then shortly after, she, talks about him being really sexist.
That's right.
I understand the question.
Aggregate in excess of $100, and your testimony is that you did not receive in the aggregate more than $100.
All right, Mr. McDougal, you can sit down now.
I don't believe she answered that question, Your Honor. She answered as to specific individual gifts.
And you're not listening to my answer either, so we're done.
Very well.
Okay. Mr. Rice.
No further questions.
Mr. Gillen.
Remember how she had her dress on that was back to front?
Good afternoon.
Hang on. One more bit. She's so
Any other prosecutor that's involved in the prosecution of this case?
I don't think any of them have.
Just Mr. Wade?
That's correct, sir.
But it was a lonely time.
Oh my God, that 2021, I have a lot of guilt about this time period in my life. Let me tell you why. But yes, it was a lonely time.
Okay.
I was very appreciative to the citizens for giving me this responsibility and this duty. But what I very, very quickly learned is that this is a very isolating job And 2021 was a lonely time. I turned 50 in 2021. It's probably one of the worst birthdays I've ever had. I spent it
poor Fanny.
alone. So I have a clear recollection of 2021 being lonely.
Okay. Did Mr.
2021,
Wade
she was
ever
50.
Visit you at the condo,
Oh,
the time period I'm talking about, prior to November of 2021, when Miss Yerty was at the condo?
So
I'll
Miss
read this out in a
Yerty
minute.
and me, we didn't share the condo at the same time.
So the answer would be no.
But we never stayed there together, so it's an
Well, I'm saying-
impossibility.
It's an impossibility.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Miss Yerty, because we need to get clarification on this. Miss Yerty stayed in that place. There may have been a time that me and Mr. Wade visited, like went and saw Miss Yerty, but me and Miss Yerty never lived there together. Just so we're clear.
Just so we're
Well,
clear.
maybe that was clear, but I'm going to have to try again.
Okay.
Was Miss Yerty still living in the condo when you moved in?
Not a day.
Okay. So what I'm
That was another
talking,
misrepresentation in this. We never lived together. I never lived with Miss Yerty.
my question though, I'm trying to understand
Okay.
that after you moved in to the condo, Miss Yerty she was out of the condo, right?
She got a house.
That's all I'm asking. She's not in the condo.
We never stay, Miss Yerty and I never stay a day together in the condo. All
Miss
of her
Yerty?
stuff was out of the condo.
A friend of hers.
And all my stuff, some of my stuff, not all of it obviously, was moved into the condo. So we never stayed there together.
Who is it?
A friend of hers. She was staying at her condo. There was some confusion about when Nathan Wade and her may have been together or where they lived versus her. And
How stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Claude Simeon, for me to carry Morrissey testifying while Baldwin case was dismissed, pretty crazy. Yeah, I was tossing up between that and Baldwin's case actually being dismissed, and I went with actually him, that moment of it being dismissed. So they kind of all happened on one day, so I went with that. But I agree, Claude Simeon. Freedom Ring, write-in candidate for most compassionate judge. Downward departure for Megan Amirowitz. I 100% agree with you on this. Score sheet, 5 to 25 years prison, sentence 1 year jail time served plus 5 years probation. Accidental alivening of dad. I know about this.
yeah, that was a tragic case.
This was, and thank you for the $10 also. Happy New Year. Yeah, guys, if you haven't followed this, look into it. She is a wonderful judge. I can't remember her name. Sorry, she's in Michigan. And David from Making Law Simple, he covered this. In fact, he's had both the mother and Megan on
Well, you met
his
the
channel. Yes, and Megan.
Yeah.
He's had them on his channel. Megan's doing really well.
Really well.
She's abiding by the terms of her probation, which are quite strict.
Very strict. Very
Yeah,
strict.
very strict. And that was just a wonderful judgment by that judge. For her to not do what the public would love her to do generally, and that is just throw her away into prison for 25 years,
Yeah.
which she could have done, throw away a young girl's life. Instead, what she did was she went against what the jury probably expected and gave her, what was it, 5 years of probation.
Yeah.
And gave this girl a chance at life, right? So
And gave her guidelines and very strict rules to follow to help her, because she was very immature, let's face it.
she was very immature.
She needed to grow up, and she has, and she's doing very, very well.
Judge Victoria Valentine. Yeah. This is what judges should do.
Yeah.
Right? Because if they see someone like that who's never offended before and who has clearly got a chance of being able to be rehabilitated, given a series of guidelines, and if they're able to be monitored and checked and have a chance at life, why not? Why on earth not? Why throw them into the prison system and be surrounded by people who are going to influence them to offend again?
Yeah.
Right? So she did spend time in jail.
Oh yeah.
And fortunately, she's come out the other end and been allowed now to live a life that is, it's very strict, but that's good for her because she's what, 20? She's in her early 20s.
Now she is.
And yeah, and she's living well. And her dad, the one who was unalived, he said it wasn't her fault.
Yeah.
He actually lay on his deathbed and said it was an accident, it wasn't her fault. Phil, thank you for being a member for 7 months. And thank you for being
You're welcome.
on the show. It's so nice having you here. I hope you do this more.
Yes.
I hope you do this more.
I've
Phil
paid
guy
for
is
at
hot.
least one of those. I usually get gifted though. I'll probably after tonight I'm probably going to cancel the membership and then keep accumulating the gifted memberships. As long as you guys are okay with that. I'm just trying to maximize finance, you know.
Whatever. And Kat, not Williams, has gifted 5 subs, 5 excited utterance memberships.
Kat,
Thank
not
you so
Williams.
much.
I am a subscriber to her, and she's gifted me at least 3 of my memberships to your
She's
feed.
lovely.
So we
She
definitely
is
appreciate
so
Kat, not
generous and
Williams.
sweet. So sweet. Thank you so much. Alrighty. That
Phil guy is hot.
All right, now 2 more. So we've got Karen Reed's mistrial. That moment. Forget that moment. After 8 long weeks. And how long were they deliberating? It wasn't that long. It was like a day and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Turtle Boy in the background too.
Yes, there he is. Turtle Boy in the background.
Court is in session. Please be seated.
All right, Mr. Foreman, I am in receipt of your note. Judge Cannoni, despite our rigorous efforts, we continue to find ourselves at an impasse. Our perspectives on the evidence are starkly divided. Some members of the jury firmly believe that the evidence surpasses the burden of proof, establishing the elements of the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Conversely, others find the evidence fails to meet this standard and does not sufficiently establish the necessary elements of the charges. The deep division is not due to a lack of effort or diligence, but rather a sincere adherence to our individual principles and moral convictions. To continue to deliberate would be futile and only serve to force us to compromise these deeply held beliefs. I'm not going to do that to you folks. Your service is complete. I'm declaring a mistrial in this case. I'll be in to see you privately in a few minutes. So thank you so much for your service.
Jesus.
All rise for the court, please.
Look at the looks. It's just like, it's disbelief. It's like, what the hell, really?
Thank you. Be seated. Close on session.
All right, I'd like to pick a status date to find out what our next move is. So I'd like to come back.
We're coming back.
Sometime maybe the end of July.
That was just hellish. And the thing is, right, like, okay, so what really got me about that moment was, yeah, they actually weren't deliberating that long, right? Like, it didn't seem like something that was insurmountable. It seemed like she kind of knew that if they had deliberated much longer, then it might have been a not guilty.
Yeah.
Right? And she just wanted to get this thing finished out of the way just in case. Right? And there was definitely something weird about those jury forms.
Yeah.
There was something up with those jury forms. So she wanted to get it over with, done. Let's get them out of there. Get those jurors out of there. It was just so strange. It was so strange. No time to object or call for clarification. Yeah, exactly. All right, and the last one, and this one got me. How rich do you need to be to afford a lawyer who can make this happen? And I'm not saying that it's not right. It definitely was constitutional and correct, but most people can't make something like this happen.
There is no way for the court to right this wrong. Lesser sanctions under Harper. Trial courts possess broad discretionary authority to decide what sanction to impose when a discovery order is violated. State versus Lemire. The sanction of dismissal is the only warranted remedy. The jury has been sworn, jeopardy has attached, and a mistrial would not be based upon manifest necessity. Further, the sanction of dismissal is warranted in this case. The state has repeatedly made representations to defense and to the court that they were compliant with all their discovery obligations. Despite their repeated representations, they have continued to fail to disclose critical evidence to the defendant. Brady and Harper are satisfied. Dismissal with prejudice is warranted. Court also has power, inherent power. Per State versus Lemire, where discovery violations inject needless delay into the proceedings, courts may impose meaningful sanctions to effectuate their inherent power and promote efficient judicial administration. The state's discovery violation has injected a needless, incurable delay into the instant jury trial. Dismissal with prejudice is warranted to ensure the integrity of the judicial system and the efficient administration of justice. Your motion to dismiss with prejudice is granted.
Wow.
Now, with respect to the jury, I don't imagine you all want to return on Monday. I will take care of the jury.
Thank you, Ron.
We are in recess.
Wow. Nuts.
I'm not getting up.
That was really emotional, like the whole thing. And I love the judge too. And you see his whole family, his brother, his wife, and everything. That was like probably like the most emotional conclusion to a trial we've seen in 2024.
Yeah.
But it's just so rare, like to have something like that actually happen. Like you.
Oh yeah.
It can, like, it's possible, but the chances of it are slim to nil.
Yeah.
Like, so just like needle in a haystack. And then, yeah, for it to happen to someone like Alec Baldwin, it's just like, really? Really? It happened to Alec Baldwin? Robin Fox, new member, yay! Welcome, Robin. Welcome aboard. Make sure you go to the member tab and click on the membership perks and come through to the Discord. We have lots of fun in there. It'd be awesome. He should never have been charged. Oh, look, lots of people think that. That's fine. And then, like, you've got our mate Andrew Brunker, and he still believes that this judgment of a acquittal or dismissal with prejudice is completely wrong. Completely wrong. And he'll argue that till his death, I think, probably.
I think he's still on that stream arguing
opinions. He's probably still on the stream arguing it right now. And then we were talking with Ian Runkle yesterday, and he was saying that it's possible that, well, actually what Kari was putting forward in her most recent appeal document was that Spiro and team concocted this. And that's the way they play. And if that's the case, they may be high-priced lawyers for now, but if they play that way for much longer, then they're not going to be sought after for very long.
It's possible.
So, yeah, I mean, who knows?
I
Who knows?
think that Bowles and them all kind of work together.
Bowles? He wouldn't have worked with Spiro.
Oh, yeah.
You think that Spiro talked to Bowles?
Oh, yeah. They had a joint defense agreement. So they were collaborating for a while.
in my opinion, if Reed is guilty of manslaughter, Baldwin is also. He pulled the trigger due to his stupidity and negligence. Okay, so here's the thing, Claude Simeon. I think if Baldwin were being tried as the manager of the set, then it would have been a whole different trial, right?
Yeah.
But because of the fact that that was ruled out, that was not how he was prosecuted. Yeah, that was a big victory for the defense, and that was only on, that was pre-trial motion in limine.
A few days before.
A few days before, yeah. And once that was ruled out, things looked very different for Baldwin.
Yeah.
Because yeah, he couldn't be held accountable for keeping the safety on the set. Yeah. So none of that was his problem. It was all about him pulling the trigger. That's it. And him being an actor, just an actor on the set like any other actor. So that changed things. I will say, as much as I dislike Alec Baldwin, I think the palpable relief he and Hilaria had was felt by everyone. Oh yeah, and wouldn't it be? Like knowing for years that you had this coming up, that you could have ended up in prison, and then just hearing those words from the judge and knowing it's over, like it's actually over. There's no potential of them coming back at you with different charges. Well, could there be different charges?
No, not anymore.
Actually, that's since those words came out of my mouth, I was like, hang on a minute, couldn't there be?
Nah, it's over.
Yeah. And yeah, to be able to walk away and just begin your life again like it didn't happen. And that's a horrible thing to say considering someone's dead. But yeah, without worrying about being taken to jail. Amazing. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so do we have a winner?
Baldwin walks.
Baldwin walks. Baldwin walks. Okay, hang on a minute. Do I need to go back there?
In my heart, I know.
Ooh, shut up, Sarah. How many times have I had to say shut up, Sarah? How many times have people had to say shut up, Sarah? Yeah, Baldwin walks, wins. Are we surprised? No. 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 Okay, and yes, there we go. You teared up, Donna. Really? Sarah trying to get a word in. Alrighty, so hang on a minute. How's that? Are you happier with that, everybody? Are ya? I think so. And also, just while we're at it, I'll play something else. Just a minute. Where are we?
That's the nature of my mind.
It's a good soundbite coming from the P guy.
Yes.
I love him. Now, in the new year, Ilya and I have jail calls from the defendant in that case.
Yep.
She was flirting and going on, not just flirting, she was having a bit of a relationship with somebody, I don't even know who. But yeah, she's a bit of a naughty girl. Bit of a naughty minx.
Yes.
Wasn't she, Ilya? Yeah.
A little sultry.
So they're all coming in January. Yes. And so get ready. It might be a little bit adults only. What's happening coming in January with Chloe Driver. Indeed, she's not all innocent. And also, while we're at it, just
Parking
for
lots
fun,
are actually one of the.
we should have had a cough and duffer best, shouldn't we?
I know.
Damn.
That's one of my clips, wasn't it?
Yeah. Of course. Oh, hang on, we didn't play yours. Where's yours?
Oh.
Where's your thing?
Let me see.
Oh.
It's TYO Toys Best Pro Say Moments.
I did this one today.
I got
You
it.
did this today. You got it?
Let me close my DMs.
You got it? All right. Let's go.
I want to see your DMs.
Rawr.
Let's go. All right,
Do you have any questions for me?
I am thoroughly confused. Was a notice ever put online for this or mailed to anyone? I don't even know why Mr. Lane is here. I don't know why I'm here.
Well, ma'am, you are now representing yourself, and previously you had requested to appear at every hearing that was held. As you are now representing yourself, the court cannot have any hearings regarding your case without you being here. I put on the record and explained to you the process that...
Forgive me, because I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm bending over backwards to try to facilitate you who doesn't really know what you're doing, and that's not a surprise, but you have the right to represent yourself, but you don't have a right to delay things or to attempt to, you can attempt to, but to admit things that aren't admissible. So in any event, this gentleman now needs one more time some assistance in operating the equipment. So could you give him a hand, please?
This is the simple AV issue. Judge flipped out about it.
Wow.
Literally, you just turned on the monitor.
That seems a bit much.
Oh, and this guy. He had to pee.
That was
this witness. Jules.
I am saying, not whether or not you're recognizing the words. Do you understand what I am saying?
I understand what you're saying.
Your Honor, you have a seat.
I'm not.
Have a seat.
Your Honor, I haven't had.
Have a seat.
I overstand. I don't understand anyone.
Play games with me all day. I got all day. I got all day. Have a seat.
Yay, well done, Phil. Well done. I love your mashups. They're awesome. Thank you for being here too.
Oh,
much appreciated.
Thanks, guys. Yeah,
you're welcome
thanks
back
for having
anytime.
Me.
Anytime you're welcome. Yep, absolutely.
Yes, a lot of fun.
Actually, you should join us. You should join us for Hearsay for Days sometime. In fact, just pop us a message if you're in chat or something. Just let us know. You're welcome. You should have a channel. You're cool.
Oh, I have a channel. Actually, I started YouTube. I started selling a product under TYO Toys, and I have over 30,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Yeah, on YouTube, and they,
okay.
If they got a notification about this, they're probably completely confused because my channel was just geared towards drifting Hot Wheels cars.
Oh yeah,
Dolly, you've probably had a couple Hot Wheels cars.
Yeah.
Hella, I don't know what they call them in Australia.
No, we have them here. We have them.
Okay, Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, so I still sell diecast products, including the drift pad product. I should have some new ones available soon. And so some of the videos that I put on YouTube, they got pretty popular into the algo for like drifting Hot Wheels. Okay. So yeah, I actually have a channel.
Well done.
And I am planning to do some new live streams in 2025.
Nice.
Well, Mr. 30,000, over here, I'll be your guest anytime.
I would give you some. Like I lose about 30 a month. I wish I could give them
it's all right.
to some of the channels like you guys.
It's all right. Subscribers are subscribers. It's just views are more important than subscribers. So, I love subscribers are great. It's lovely to have subscribers, but views and memberships, people being members is wonderful. So I really appreciate my members so much, guys. Thank you so much for being here, for viewing, for sharing out, and for all of your support. Really, really appreciate it. So yeah, there are some channels out there who have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but if people aren't viewing, people aren't membering up, that kind of thing, you know, they just sort of hang about there. So really appreciate
it's bullshit.
everybody
You
who
guys have like the
bothers.
best content right here. Or oh, sorry, I think I said one of the keywords or whatever. Okay,
we're not too worried.
It's so good. I have a couple of hundred really wonderful members, and it's enough for a little part-time job. And yeah, it's lovely. Have a lovely little community. So really appreciate everyone's support. And now we're going to go back over to Nick's and do a little bit of a raid. Good. So thank you, everybody. I really appreciate everybody.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, let's oh, J-Rock, don't be nasty. Nasty J-Rock. Yeah, I just wish Hell's streams were longer. Yeah, I get tired. Yeah, love you too, Laura. Okay, and tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, Hearsay for Days. It's a really big one because I haven't had one for 2 weeks, and it's the end of year one as well. So I see you guys there for that.
4 p.m. or 6 p.m.
4 p.m.
4
p.m. Eastern. Every other day I stream at 6 p.m.
Okay.
But Sundays I stream at 4 p.m. Which is stupid of me. I should change it to 6 p.m. But yeah, for now it's at 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
For now it's at 4 p.m. All right, sweet. Let's go, guys. Thank you so much, and time for the song.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you. Alrighty, where is my song? I can never find it. Oh, there it is.
She was a Nazi. She was a fake lawyer from the future. She got on YouTube and made some live streams. Her co-host is Donnie and she dances sometimes. The words are always so loud and because she's an 803. To the attention, excited ignorance. Her cat is